Trying to find the right online English class for your kids sounds simple until you actually start looking. About 6 months ago, I began searching for the right class for my 5-year-old son. I went through free trials, watched demo lessons, even sat through a few awkward placement tests, and most of it just didn't deliver. Either the content was too basic or looked fun but didn't seem to actually, teach. So I started digging into what actually makes these tools work for kids: structure, progress, real engagement. And once I had that lens, a few clear winners started to emerge. So in this video, I'll share what we found and what made the biggest impact for us, and how you can choose the best fit for your child too. Let's start with Novakid, because it was the first platform that really grabbed my attention. It's built for kids ages 4 to 12, and after trying a bunch of apps that were either too rigid or too cutesy, this one hit a good middle ground. It's structured enough to track real progress using CEFR levels, and the live one-on-one lessons helped keep my son engaged. Plus, I could actually see how he was doing week to week without needing to micromanage every single session. The virtual classroom itself is super interactive. There's music, drawing, animated characters, even little field trips around the world to places like the Great Wall or the Louvre. It's not just entertaining for the sake of it, everything feels tied to the lesson. It's just the right mix of fun and focus to keep a kid engaged. Outside of the main lessons, there are extra ways for kids to stay involved. Optional group conversation classes for extra practice, plus an app with games and interactive activities that help reinforce what they've learned. Price-wise, it really depends on the teacher you choose. We went with the certified ones and paid about $9 per class, which felt more than fair. One thing I ran into early on here was a bit of a scramble when booking classes. Certain teachers can fill up quickly, especially the ones that really click with your kid, so it helps to plan ahead. There's flexibility overall, but if your schedule's tight or you want consistency with the same teacher, it might take a little extra coordination. Overall though, Novakid left a really strong impression. It seems like a platform that's thoroughly thought through both the learning experience and what keeps a child motivated. And I can see why a lot of parents are recommending it. If you're thinking about giving Novakid a try, you can check out the link in the description. Most of the time, we can get you special deals that you wouldn't find on their official site. All right, next up we got VIPKid, which serves kids between 4 all the way up to 15. The format is similar. It's one-on-one classes, 25 minutes each, and all taught by native English speakers from North America. They focus a lot on natural dialogue and repetition, things like songs, games, and repeat after me dialogue. There's also some outside the classroom work like printable worksheets and online reading tools as part of a flipped classroom approach. VIPKid has its own custom classroom, so you don't need Zoom or any outside apps. You can watch these short videos to actually get a feel for each teacher before you book them. But all communication goes through a help desk, not directly with the instructors. As for pricing, it's not shown on their website, but from what I've seen in different parent groups, the usual range seems to be between $14 to $22 per lesson. It varies, depends on your plan, the teacher, any discounts available at the time. If you buy multiple classes at once, it usually brings the price down. One thing I noticed is that while the teaching materials are high quality and the structure is solid, there's no real curriculum path laid out for parents to follow. It's also not all that easy to get a sense of long-term improvement. Progress reports are available, but they feel a little surface level, more like snapshots than a full picture of how your child is doing over time. All things considered, VIPKid is solid, but it didn't quite click for us. Everything works well on the surface, but it felt a little too rigid, too formal for young kids who need more variety and interaction. Still, for families who want a straightforward experience with native English speakers, it's worth checking out. Another one that came up a few times during my search is Cambly Kids. It's aimed at children also between 4 and 15 and connects them with English-speaking tutors from English-dominant countries. The focus here is mostly on conversation and natural speaking practice rather than a rigid curriculum. Each class on Cambly is a private 30-minute session with a tutor. There's no placement test, and while you don't have to commit long-term, you will get a better rate. Plans start at just over 16 bucks per lesson, but the discount tiers will help bring that down. They've got beginner to advanced lesson tracks, and tutors will often bring in interactive materials like slides and short stories to help younger kids keep engaged. But there's no built-in assessment or formal placement. Without a standardized path, it's hard to know exactly where your kid stands or how fast they're progressing. So if your main goal is helping your kids speak English more confidently in a relaxed setting, Cambly Kids might be worth trying. It's best suited for parents who care more about natural speech and confidence than any kind of formal milestone. If you're looking for something geared toward preschoolers and early elementary ages, Lingokids might be the one catching your eye. It's made for younger children, roughly 2 to 8, give or take, and it leans into a very game-based learning style. The app is packed with songs, stories, challenges, animated characters designed to introduce English in a fun and intuitive way. It doesn't use live instruction here. Instead, everything is on demand and self-guided, which can work well for families who want something flexible. For $13.50 a month, the Plus plan gives you full access to the app's content and lets your kids play at their own pace. While Lingokids is definitely engaging and kid-friendly, I personally felt like something was missing on the structure side. Without live tutors or guided lessons, it's really hard to know how much your child is actually absorbing. Progress summaries are available for parents, but they're very broad. It's great for casual learning, especially if you want to introduce the language early on, but it's not built for serious long-term progress. This is more of a supplement than a full-time learning path. After trying out all 4 platforms, Novakid, VIPKid, Cambly Kids, and Lingokids, I kept coming back to Novakid. It was the one that really combined everything I was looking for: structured learning with engaging lessons, but measurable progress and a format my son actually enjoyed. It wasn't perfect, don't get me wrong, but it was the most well-rounded and consistent out of the bunch. If you're curious to try it yourself, there's a link down in the description. A lot of the products I talk about come with special deals through those links that don't always show up on their websites. And if this breakdown helped you figure out what might work best for your family, do me a favor, give it a like and subscribe for more reviews. Let me know in the comments if there's another platform you'd like me to dig into. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.